So, any whales. Speaking of anywho, well, what I was saying about LeFou was that I think he had like the best like growing development like over the movie. I like the angle that they went with the fact that he wasn't just like Gaston's lackey. He was like actually questioning things at the end and switched sides.
When I saw a play version a while back, like the musical, you know, it has a few extra songs. I think it has Evermore in it. It has a few other songs that weren't in the movie, but they had that bit with LeFou. They had like added that into the play where he sort of changed sides at the end. It was more subtle than it was in the movie even, but they kind of took it further. So.
I don't know I don't remember the name of the actor that played him, but like I recognized his voice and instantly my heart just went, it's the snowman. Oh, and then thinking like, so that's what that guy looks like, and then just being like, oh.
I was so glad they made him turn a little bit good at the end because I'm like,
yeah,
Olaf cannot be this nasty guy.
Exactly. The only thing that I have negative to say is like all the other characters were great, and I liked the way that they built them up and everything. Even the side cartoon characters, I thought they were really awesome. But in the case of Emma Watson Belle, I didn't say this before, but I was thinking about like, it was almost like in some ways, well, my first criticism is the directing because I've seen her in stuff and seen her do really amazing performances. And I really felt like out of all the other characters, like all the other characters stood out in one way or another, or were really fun in one way or another, and her performance was just flat.
Yeah.
And that was really sad. And I think actually what I had forgotten about, but like was just remembering now, is like one of the things that bothered me is that it's like there's almost a focus on her just being pretty. You know what I mean?
You
like,
think so?
I think so, because there's just these moments of, which also kind of adds to this like apathy in a way.
Yeah.
It's like they kind of just bring it in. And it's like, look at Belle.
Say like, well, it seems like it was the opposite because she was so focused on not being like that typical princess. But at the same time, it wasn't saying like, look at this pretty little princess, but it was still saying, look at how she looks.
Yeah.
It made her look kind of like she had like her skirt hitched up and she had her bloomers, which was cool. But it's almost like that was like, look at the way we designed her outfit.
And so, like, that's probably one of the things that also kind of bothered me. And, like, there's nothing wrong. Emma is gorgeous. So, like, that's understandable. She's going to be really pretty and nice to look at. But it just seemed sometimes that was more of the emphasis on a shot than there was in building the character. You know, script writing and directing. That comes down to, and the storytelling aspects of that. Because, I mean, again, I've seen her in stuff where I think that she's had definitely stronger performance.
Yeah. I was gonna say pretty much the same things. Loved Gaston, loved LeFou, loved pretty much the other characters, the Cogsworth and I wanted to say LeFou, but no, Lumiere. Loved them. Didn't as much care for Emma Watson's character. I mean, the way that it was played. What was it I was gonna say about her though? Something. Oh, we had said before. We know she was trying to like be feminist and try to include positive representation for women, which I'm all for positive representation for women. But if that was leading her to like try to be like emotionless, like I feel like she was kind of apathetic, and if that was coming from that, then it's just like, it makes me sad. Like I think that you don't have to have more emotions.
Yeah, you don't have to be apathetic in order to be a strong person.
Yeah, no,
and that's very true for either sex.
Exactly.
You know, like.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know if that's where that was coming from.
Yeah.
But that would be sad because I think positive representation for women in films would mean that you show their emotions as not something shameful.
Yeah, exactly.
And not so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Empowering women to express themselves and not feel like they have to hide their emotions.
So didn't kind of click with the Beast as much. Partially because of maybe his animation.
Yeah.
And maybe some of the same. It could have been mostly because of the animation. Because once I heard someone say that, I was like, yeah, that might be the case. So it's kind of funny, like, in the movie Beauty and the Beast, the two characters I resonated with least is Beauty and the Beast.
I know.
But, you know.
That was what was kind of, that was the disappointing aspect. They're actually, like, in previous things, we were, like, in the previous animated version, they were the most relatable characters.
Yes.
In one way, because they're both underdogs, and one of them looks like a dog. And, like, I can relate to feeling like both of those some days.
Belle could have used a little more Hermione.
Yeah, like I'm not
Actually.
saying necessarily as much nag, because Hermione was a nag, but the same kind of intensity and passion
Yeah.
towards things. And that was what seemed so lacking.
Overall thoughts. Good movie.
Movie, I would
Not great.
Yeah, not
Amazing
great.
movie.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing I was gonna say I loved, I forgot, is the Evermore song by The Beast,
Mhm.
which I saved on Spotify and will be continually listening to. And very Phantom of the Opera, Les Miserables,
Kind of
sound
vibe,
to
yeah,
it,
yeah, sound. But then, it was kind of like still more of this hopeful type of feel to him, and kind of like, you know, I'm glad that I loved her, as opposed to before where you just saw him kind of like a puppy dog in a corner, just like super sad. Different angle. I'm not sure if I totally loved it, but I definitely could see how it worked, and I thought that they did a pretty good job with
It's
that.
like he was still, it's like this when he was still pompous as the Beast, whereas the other one, the other guy was more like just angry.
He was angry,
Not
and
angry. He wasn't like the pompous prince anymore. He was
he
just like
was. Well, it was like there's something that still carried over as far as like the taking for granted
angry. Yeah, that makes
of
sense.
one's surroundings, and yeah, it was
Yeah.
sweet.
So yeah, those are our thoughts about Beauty and the Beast. Write down in the comments below what your thoughts are about Beauty and the Beast, this one or the other one, I guess, if you haven't seen it, or what your experience was like watching it, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Do not give it a thumbs up if you don't enjoy it. That would be lying. And also subscribe if you want to see more videos by me, artsy nerd person, and
Yep.
subscribe to her if you
Feel
want
free.
to see awesome videos by
Feel
her.
free. I'm proud to be an American.
And her channel's called
Thank you.
Dessert for Dinner.
Yeah, dessert
number 4.
Yep.
And then the dinner that you have before you have dessert, but this time you have dessert before.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
the best part of the meal. I'm delicious.
I was just suddenly imagining if you were Belle and like you were there instead of Belle. I don't know
Oh
why
my
she
gosh.
did. You come to the Beast. Yeah, you're lucky to have me in your castle.
Oh yeah, man. Like you think you're hot stuff just because you have all that fur. Just because you're
You're like,
literally
wait, it's
physically hot. Like wow.
Can we get a GoFundMe started for Alexis Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah, I will admit so much more. So much more.
Way
More than you want. But it will be there.
Anyway, subscribe to her if you want to see more of this. And I'll see you in the next video. For now, until I next see you, always remember that we are epic
Heroes. Yay! Almost had it. Did the hashtag wrong. It's okay. It's just like real life.
Hug again. Yay! I won't fall off the bed.
Yay!